We heard it, and they could have killed us. We were that close.
Right now at 6, 2 people shot along a stretch of popular bars and restaurants.
It doesn't feel like something that is common here.
Leaving a Portland neighborhood that many say is supposed to be safe, shaken. Plus,
it was a very relieving feeling to just be able to go back and feel like I wasn't gonna lose my property.
Relief in rural Washington County as evacuation orders are lifted after a wildfire.
Then how a new lawsuit aims to slam the brakes on the I-5 Rose Quarter expansion.
I think it's so unfair. It's so cruel.
And medal denied. The local Olympian knocked off the podium in controversial fashion. We begin with breaking news now at 6. Police activity in Vancouver has all lanes of northbound I-205 closed near SR 500 and 4th Plain. What you're looking at right now is a live look. Moments ago, cars were just backed up, lined up. At this point, you can see at least a little bit of movement there, slow but steady, causing significant backups, though. Drivers being told to avoid that area, use a different route if you can. State Route 14 to I-5 could be one option at this point.
Yeah, the Clark County Sheriff's Office in the last couple of minutes just told us that this started as a suspicious circumstance with possible juveniles and a gun. Someone reported hearing a gunshot from a park nearby. I think that's Orchards Community Park in the area there. Deputies say they have that area surrounded, one person in custody, and it looks like they're looking for one other person. We'll take the fact that traffic is starting to move on I-205. Again, this is near State Route 500 as good news. We, of course, will keep you updated as we learn more. And we continue now at 6 with a Portland neighborhood left rattled when 2 people were shot over the weekend. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm David Molko.
And I'm Christine Pitawanich. Let's get right to our Blair Best in Northwest Portland. Blair, thankfully, the 2 people shot are expected to survive.
It was here off Northwest 21st in Gleason where someone fired several shots, hitting 2 people and sending one to the hospital. But this is a pretty popular area. I can count 6 or 7 restaurants just from where I'm standing right now. It's an area that many people would consider safe.
There's one reason many choose to live in Northwest Portland's Nob Hill neighborhood.
Pretty calm, pretty peaceful. A lot of people like me.
Because I think it's safe.
But that wasn't the case Sunday night.
Bam, 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 just one after another.
Around 7 p.m., 2 people were shot by the intersection of Northwest 21st Avenue and Gleason Street. Security cam footage from a nearby bar shows the moments leading up to the shooting. Look closely. You can see a man with 2 bags hit a pickup truck. The driver then walks over and allegedly fights him. It wasn't until 30 minutes later when the driver came back and fired his gun, hitting 2 people, according to Portland police. You can see one of them hit here. Elizabeth and Frank, both homeless in the area, watched it happen.
It was a bad scene because there was 2 people out there fighting. We heard it, and they could have killed us. We were that close.
Everyone survived. One of the 2 victims was taken to the hospital. Leftover caution tape was a stark reminder Monday morning.
I live in the apartment complex and I had all my windows and doors open. All I hear is like 6 shots. I just moved here, so I was like kind of freaked out by it.
It doesn't feel like something that is common here.
And it's not, though 3 years ago, someone was shot and killed at this same intersection inside a crowded sports bar. Since the start of this year, there have been 522 shootings in Portland, and while that may seem high, it's actually less than the number of shootings this same time last year and the year before. But despite the downward trend, the community remains cautious.
I mean, what worries you more is not that it's going to be somebody targeting you, it's that you're going to be walking by minding your own business and get shot.
Now, despite that security cam footage you just saw, Portland police have made no arrests. They ask anyone with information to give them a call. David, Christine.
Yeah, a valid concern from people you spoke with. Thank you, Blair. Let's get to some of tonight's other headlines. A new report shows a violent crime in Portland has declined. Some of the Portland-specific stats are there on your screen right now. Data from the Justice Department show homicide, rape, robbery, and aggravated assault all slightly dipped, both nationwide and in Portland. The data compares the first 6 months of last year to the same time frame this year. The largest decrease is in robberies, which are down 23%.
Portland police released video today showing an arrest they made during a street takeover mission. The video was recorded from a police plane flying over Northeast 82nd and Fremont, where authorities say they spotted a driver in a black Chevy Camaro doing donuts. This is around 12:45 in the morning on August 4th. You can see the driver appearing to take off when officers tried to stop him. Authorities say they used spike strips. Eventually, the driver ditched the car on Northeast 88th and Broadway. Police say a canine found that driver hiding in a yard nearby. 25-year-old Victor Furman Camacho is now facing multiple charges. His car was impounded.
This evening, I-84 eastbound has reopened after multiple crashes shut down all lanes of traffic just before noon near Cascade Locks. The Multnomah County Sheriff's Office says a wrong-way driver caused multiple crashes. Oregon State Police gave a little bit more detail, saying the driver hit a semi-truck. The wrong-way driver was reportedly the only one hurt and was life-flighted to a nearby hospital. No word on their condition.
6 community groups announced today they are filing a second lawsuit against ODOT to try and block the Rose Quarter Freeway expansion project. The plan would add additional lanes to I-5 between I-405 and 84. The groups allege the project violates the National Environmental Protection Act, known as NEPA.
In an age of evident climate change, every dollar we put into expanding freeways is just digging the hole deeper. We should be spending money on things that reduce carbon and move people around in a more sustainable manner.
Well, ODOT says it received a federal grant plus federal environmental approval to move forward. 3 of the community groups filed a similar NEPA lawsuit in 2021, one that was nullified.
Today, Portland Public Schools announced it'll offer free breakfasts and lunches to students this coming school year. The district says money from Oregon's Student Success Act and the federal government allowing more schools to get free meals is, of course, the reason. Families do not need to apply at this point. All Portland Public students are automatically enrolled in the program. You can visit the district's website for more information. Matt?
Thanks so much, Christine. Boy, what a difference between this week and last week. Nice and cool out there. Over in the gorge, lots of sunshine too, but it's still very, very windy with gusts of 31 miles an hour. So that, of course, is a concern around the wildfires, but the smoke has largely cleared out of the Willamette Valley. We may get some haze moving back in tomorrow as we get some return flow around the fires that are burning up in Washington and BC. So we'll be watching for that. But the fire weather warnings confined to eastern and southeastern Oregon, Baker, Malheur, and Harney counties. We've got cool days ahead all week long, nothing warmer than about 80. Ample sunshine in spite of our cloudy day today, and maybe even some showers late in the week. More on that later. And then also this, we had the Northern Lights last night. Several viewers caught great pictures, had the scene. I'll let you know if we'll see it again tonight.
Thanks, Matt. We'll see you in a few. All right, you heard Matt talk about it there. For the first time in weeks, crews battling these wildfires are finally getting some help in the form of cooler conditions. It includes the Lee Falls fire that's burning near Hag Lake, where all level 3 go now evacuation orders have been lifted.
Meteorologist Joe Ranieri joins us live now from Washington County. Joe, very good news after a lot of people living there were forced to leave their homes in a rush last week.
Absolutely right. A lot of uncertainty for a couple of days, but crews were able to get a good handle on that fire over the last couple of days. And like you said, Christine, the evacuation order was lifted over the weekend, and many members who live in the Cherry Grove community in rural Washington County are thankful tonight, at least for now. Now, those residents were able to return to their homes yesterday. Thankfully, no homes or structures were damaged from the Lee Falls fire. Now, over the last couple of days, crews have been battling this fire that has grown to nearly 300 acres. I spoke to Glenn Dixon, who's lived in this area for over 50 years, who told me this is the second time he's been forced to evacuate in the last couple of years because of wildfires.
Terrible, because we were at the coast when we got the message that the thing was on fire. When we got home, they said, it's 3, get out.
Now, Glenn told me it took him a couple of hours to get everything loaded into his trailer on Thursday. Now, while him and his wife are back home, his horses are going to remain at a friend's house over the next couple of days just to be on the safe side. Now, like we said, that evacuation order has been lifted within the last 24 hours or so, but still that community of Cherry Grove is still under a level 2. Basically, it means be ready. Crews working on the wildfires not far from here want to make sure the fire is completely out before they lift all of the restrictions. Reporting in Gaston tonight, Joe Ranieri, KGW News.
Well, thank you, Joe. Washington County firefighters also had to deal with a brush fire in Forest Grove Sunday afternoon after a remote-controlled plane crashed. Farmers helped knock down that one. It appears the plane was a loss, but no other property was damaged and no one was injured.
And there are a number of other fires burning in the region. This includes the Dixon Fire in southern Oregon. It prompted level 3 go now evacuation orders for a part of Douglas County and has grown to almost 1,400 acres in size. It remains 0% contained. And on the Washington side of the gorge, level 2 and level 3 evacuation orders remain in place for people who live in the Trout Lake area because of the Williams mine fire. It has now grown to more than 10,000 acres. Containment is 0% at this point as well. An evacuation center is set up on Northwest Bruin County Road in White Salmon.
Just a good reminder that while it is cooler, it is not over. Stay with KGW News throughout wildfire season as long as it lasts. For the most up-to-date information, you can text the word wildfire anytime to 503-226-5088. We will text you back with a link to our page that includes up-to-date numbers on local fires, evacuation orders, and evacuation sites.